Previously on the roads, we explored the historical colonial city of St. Louis, wandering its colorful streets, crossing the famous Fadab Bridge, and discovering its rich cultural heritage through art, history, and local life. With only days away before regrouping at Karang, we continued our journey south. The road called once more, and we make our way towards the capital, Dakar. Driving through rural Senegal is an experience in itself. At times, the roads are surprisingly smooth, long stretches of open tarmac cutting through a flat countryside. But without warning, traffic moves unpredictably. Donkey carts, motorbikes, overloaded vans, wandering livestock all share the same space. It's not reckless, but it's raw. Out here, driving requires patience, awareness, and adaptability. The road keeps you alert, and like much of this journey, it rewards those who respect it. Along the way, we witness another side of Senegal, raw, untamed, and real. High above us, vultures begin to circle. Then we see why. By the roadside lies the carcass of a donkey, claimed by nature. The birds gather without hesitation, descending, regrouping, feeding. There is no cruelty in it, no drama, just survival. It's a stark reminder of the circle of life. Out here, nothing is wasted. Every ending becomes a beginning for something else. The wilderness doesn't look away, it simply continues. Africa once again shows us how delicate existence truly is. Beautiful, harsh, yet perfectly balanced. The balance of death and life is ever present on the road. Within hours of witnessing the harsh reality of nature, we find ourselves standing in awe before something equally powerful, the majestic baobab. Often called the tree of life, the baobab is one of Africa's most iconic and symbolic trees. Some specimens are believed to be over 1,000 years old, with its enormous trunk capable of storing thousands of liters of water. It survives in the harshest, driest climates. In times of drought, it becomes a lifeline for both people and animals. Every part of the baobab has value. Its fruit, rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, is used for food and medicine. Its leaves are eaten or dried into powder. Its bark can be woven into rope and fabric. Well, on my route to Dakar, and we just had to stop the car. Oh my God, what a breathtaking tree we have over here. They're known as a baobab. It can live for over 3,000 years. It has a large water-filled trunk that can grow to 28 meters in circumference. It symbolizes strength, power, life, and longevity. And that's what I need, and so do you guys back home in Gibraltar. So from me to you, sending all the love, let's give a big hug for the people of Gibraltar and all around the world that the people need it. And hopefully I won't trip. And I'm probably hitting a bush over here, but we're getting there. Because it's gonna be worth the big hug that I'm sending from Senegal, St. Louis, off to Dakar, for you guys only. Feeling the energy, guys. All my love for you. I'm sharing it with all you guys back home. We miss you and we love you lots. After the stark reminder of mortality on the roadside, the baobab feels like a counterbalance, a symbol of endurance, of nourishment, of continuity. On this road, life and death walk side by side. And here, beneath the wide arms of the baobab, we're reminded of the gift of life. As we arrive in Dakar, the change is immediate. The quiet roads of the countryside give way to the unmistakable energy of a Western African capital. Traffic thickens, buildings rise higher, the pace quickens. Our purpose for stopping in Dakar is to visit the famous Gorée Island. This is an island I've longed to visit for some time. 5.5 hours on the road, and we finally reached our destination, Dakar, the capital city of Senegal. As you can see, I'm on an actual ferry and we're heading for Gorée Island, the most colorful island in Dakar. Gorée Island has always carried a powerful presence in history, both beautiful and deeply moving. Standing here now, just off the coast of Dakar, there's a sense that this is more than just another stop on the journey. It's a place of reflection. For years I've heard its stories, seen its images, and understood its significance. And now, finally setting foot here, there's a quiet awareness that some places ask you not just to visit, but to listen. At first glance, the island feels peaceful, almost idyllic. Colorful colonial houses line narrow streets. Bougainvillea spills over old stone walls, and the pace of life moves slowly under the Atlantic sun. There's a relaxed island atmosphere here. Fishing boats drift gently in the harbor. Locals greet visitors warmly, and the pastel facade create one of the most picturesque scenes in West Africa. It truly is a beautiful place. Walking through Gorée Island, you're surrounded by color and calm. Pastel colonial houses line quiet streets, their faded shutters and balconies draped in bougainvillea. The Atlantic breeze carries the sound of waves against the rocks. Life here moves slowly. Children play in the streets, and the time seems to drift at the same gentle pace as the ocean. It's peaceful, charming, almost dreamlike. And yet, beneath this beauty lies a history that makes the island even more powerful to experience. Gorée Island carries a darker and more sinister past. Between the 15th and 19th centuries, the island served as one of the key trading posts during the Atlantic slave trade. European powers, including Portugal, the Netherlands, France, and Britain, controlled the island at different times, using it as a strategic base for trade along the Western African coast. Amongst the goods traded were tragically human lives. Thousands of enslaved Africans were held here before being forced onto ships bound for the Americas. Many were imprisoned inside the House of Slaves, a stark building that still stands today. Inside, small stone cells once confined men, women, and children in brutal conditions as they waited for ships to arrive. At the back of the building lies the haunting Door of No Return. From this narrow opening facing the Atlantic Ocean, enslaved people were led directly onto slave ships, leaving the African continent forever. Historians estimate that over 12 million Africans were forcibly transported across the Atlantic during the slave trade, with many more dying during capture, transport, or the brutal Middle Passage. I've just arrived in Gorée Island, and I can tell you the energy, the vibrant colors, and the colonial buildings are breathtaking. But the true tragedy of all this is right behind these walls, known as the Maison des Esclaves, a slave house that they've left in memory for all those people who passed through. There were around 20 million people who passed through. I've just come out. I've been there for good 40 minutes, honestly, to take all this in, and I really don't know what to say. I'm actually quite speechless. I'm trying to figure out all those men, women, children who suffered over here. It's just a very dark, eerie place, and you can actually feel a really bad energy, and I felt totally uncomfortable. I did look around a little bit, but you know what impacted me most was this little doorway, which is called the no return of the door. And if you look through it, it looks like a breathtaking view of the sea, and you can see the sun, and it sort of gives you hope that you can actually survive. And unfortunately for these 20 million slaves, they suffered in pain to the very end. Surprisingly, even to this date, slavery still exists. Cheap labor, forced labor. I still can't believe this is happening in the 21st century. I want to take this moment on how lucky I am and how lucky we all are back home in Gibraltar. We can come and go, we can do what we want. Unfortunately, for these 20 million slaves, the ending was suffering and pain, and they had no choice. Today, Gorée Island is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, serving as a place of memory, reflection, and education. Standing here, between colorful houses and peaceful ocean views, it's impossible not to feel the weight of history. I've just finished exploring Gorée Island. What can I say? It's totally colorful, vibrant, and totally energetic. Its colonial buildings are beautiful, and its Mediterranean shutters make me feel like I'm back at home. But I have to keep on pinching myself because I'm actually in Africa still. Senegal is a beautiful place, St. Louis was impressive, and this is totally colorful, vibrant. It's been breathtaking, even though it's given me a bit of a bittersweet taste to it. But all I can tell you is, from this beautiful ocean that we have behind here to this colorful place, you need to put this on your bucket list. So you know what you need to do this year. My journey stops here. Next stop will be heading to Gambia. We continue driving south through Senegal. It's an early start, 6 a.m. The road is quiet as dawn breaks, but there's a sense of purpose in the convoy. We need to reach our next checkpoint at Karang, where we'll meet the other teams before crossing our final border together into the Gambia. This will be our fourth border crossing in Africa. By now, we've become accustomed to the rhythm of it all. The bureaucracy no longer surprises us. Waiting, queuing, moving from one office to another, passport stamps, car papers checks, copies made, another form, another signature. It's a slow process, but one we now understand. After thousands of kilometers on the road, even the border rituals have become part of the journey.
So the story so far of borders, it's an ever-changing scenario every year we come down. Morocco was absolutely fantastic to get through. All the paperwork worked out really well. The Mauritanian e-visa was somewhat chaotic, but nevertheless, we managed to work our way through it or around it. It still took 7 hours to get through the border, which is about typical. They're trying their hardest there. I've seen the computer room. It's trying, but it's not quite there. But give it a few years and they'll be far more streamlined. So far, we've only lost one vehicle, which is the C15 van, and another one is missing in action somewhere else. So thumbs up. Looks like we're going to get 34, 35 cars to the finish. Fantastic. Thank you very much, everybody, for making it this far. And happily, first thing this morning, all cars managed to turn up on time, which is exceptional. So we started being processed on the Senegalese side, which was absolute dream to go through. Usually we have a few problems with paperwork. They really stepped up and helped out this year, as exactly the same did the Gambian side entering into the Gambia. All the formalities were already taken care of before we turned up, which has given us a very quick exit from both Senegal and the Gambia. So we're 23 years in now. They know we're coming. They look forward to seeing us and they help out where they can. And long may that continue. So I am quite grateful for the receptions that we've been given by the police and the customs officials. It's been a really good flow.
And just like that, we finally cross into the Gambia. The moment feels different. Almost instantly, we're greeted with warm smiles and friendly waves. There's a genuine sense of welcome that's impossible to ignore. It's no surprise that this stretch of coastline is known as the Smiling Coast of Africa. The warmth of the people here is as much part of the landscape as the beaches and the Atlantic breeze. As we drive deeper into the Gambia, it begins to sink in. Our journey is almost complete. From Gibraltar to here, across deserts, borders, and thousands of kilometers of road, it's been nothing short of extraordinary.
At present, you can see us now. We're currently in the Gambia, having just crossed the Senegalese-Gambia border. Just when we thought everything was going swimmingly well and we were on our way to the hotel, we're now buying our tickets for the Barra ferry, which, strangely enough, isn't in local currency. It's in CFA, which is the Senegalese currency of the country that we've just been through. So if we had known, we would have kept some money. But we've just exchanged all of our money at the border into Dalasi, and now we're having a problem with playing Dalasi. So it's an ever-evolving door of interesting situations that we find ourselves in, but there's only 3 or 4 people left over there now, and any minute now we'll be moving on to the Barra ferry, of which one of the 2 is working today because the other one has broken down. This is also quite typical of what happens in Gambia. We call it GMT, which is Gambian maybe time. So I'll give you an update later and let you know how we've got on.
There's excitement in the air now as we gather by the ferry, waiting to cross the Gambia River. Engines are off, the convoy rests, and the mood is light. We share laughs, stories, and quiet moments of reflection. Everyone is in good spirits because we know that just beyond the crossing lies the final stretch of an unforgettable adventure. Before reaching the final stretch of our journey, there is one last crossing. The ferry across the Gambia River is more than just a boat, it's a lifeline for the Gambia. The river cuts through the country from east to west, dividing the north from the south. For many people, the ferry is the most important connection between the two sides, linking communities, trade routes, and daily life. Every day, thousands of passengers, cars, trucks, and market traders make this crossing between Banjul and the northern bank. Goods, livestock, and produce travel alongside commuters and families, all relying on this vital route. It can be chaotic, crowded, and slow, but it works. And for the people of the Gambia, this ferry isn't just transport. It's a bridge between two halves of a nation. We finally make it across. The ferry pulls away behind us, and suddenly, realization hits. The finishing line is only a few kilometers away. After thousands of kilometers on the road from Gibraltar to the Gambia, the journey is about to reach its final moment. As if the road itself is celebrating with us, we're greeted by an incredible sunset. The sky burns with deep gold and orange, reflecting softly on the calm waters of the Gambia River. For a moment, everything feels peaceful. The miles, the deserts, the borders, the challenges, it all comes together in this quiet, beautiful ending to an extraordinary adventure. We finally reached our destination, Banjul, the capital city of the Gambia. We've had an incredible ferry ride for 25 minutes. I felt like I was back in the 1920s, but I can tell you something, it's all been worth it. The people from Gambia make you feel so warm and loved and heartfelt. You feel like you're part of their own family. I've never seen so many people come up to me, smile, and just greet us in any language that you speak. Honestly, I am totally blessed and with mixed emotions today because it's probably going to be the last one, or tomorrow is going to be my last one, and I don't want this to end. I don't want this adventure to end. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's been a learning curve for me and a spiritual growth. Honest to God, it's been a spiritual growth for me, and I met 4 fantastic people with me who have been with my journey from day one. So all I can say to you, this is Gambia, this beautiful sun behind me and the calm water. And then we cross the finish line. The challenge is complete. Nearly 4,000 kilometers from Gibraltar to the Gambia. Across deserts, borders, and landscapes we could have never imagined. As we arrive, we're greeted with music, dance, and song. The atmosphere is electric. Crowds cheer, drums beat, and smiles are everywhere. One by one, the teams roll across the line, each car carrying its own story of survival, adventure, and determination. We finally did it. Finishing line, the Dakar Challenge, 3,320 kilometers. Team 36, Gibraltar's done it. All we need now is to celebrate and a good beer and a toast to all you guys. Nobody believed we'd do it, but our Susie did it with us. Here's to you guys. I so needed that. Next week, on the road, we celebrate the end of an extraordinary journey from Gibraltar to the Gambia. It's a moment to reflect on resilience, friendship, and the true spirit of adventure that carried us across thousands of kilometers.